Morning, friends. Welcome to this very important episode today. But before we start, let me tell you, this is Dr. Himanshu Mehta, ophthalmologist, the Vision Eye Center, Leelavati Hospital and Nanavati Hospital, Mumbai. We are at a very important phase in life in India, having celebrated the Independence Day and where we stand. What have we achieved? How much we have gone further ahead? And looking at a 5 trillion economy plus and the 5th largest economy in the world, are the citizens really happy? Are we really going the right way? There are bound to be hiccups. There are bound to be problems. On the economy, the personal front, every which way we will have problems. And we have withstood the test of time with the Hindu mythology. We have the Sanatan Dharma. We have been able to sustain for a very long period of time. But there are some very unfortunate incidents which take place ever so often. And today, we are going to be discussing about something which has rocked the nation very badly in the last couple of days. The sad, unfortunate incident of the brutal rape and murder of a resident doctor in India has created waves in the humans, all the doctors in this country, nationally, internationally. It has created a furor. How could this have happened? Why should it have ever happened? How can we prevent this? Humans will remain humans everywhere. We have grown beyond the society. Mahabharata started because Draupadi's Vastrahanan took place. And we know that. It has been going on for centuries. Unfortunately, women are the easiest target. But somewhere in life, we have to make an attempt to stop this. This has gone on far too long. This also encompasses a very important feature in life, and that is violence against doctors over a period of time. Me being a doctor, I can tell you that we are the softest target. Why? Because we are used to saying, "Sab theek ho jayega, don't worry, sab acha hai, don't worry." ICU, the patient's kidney doesn't work, lungs doesn't function, liver doesn't function, the relatives may not be least bothered or something. But having said that, the intensivist is the only person between the Yamdut and the earth. And yet, despite seeing so much of negativity, he tries and salvages the patient. When do you go to an intensive unit? When you are terribly, terribly, terribly bad. And there was a very least chance of survival. However, you went there, and most often than not, you come out alive. But unfortunate event, when something goes wrong, not because the doctor intended it to be wrong, people go and bash up doctors. They break the ICU. How many incidents have been reported ever so often? All the great doctors in this country worked tirelessly during COVID, when nobody was ready to get out of the house. And you know what? The society where they stayed refused to take them back, saying that they will spread COVID. Only they went to the doctors when they wanted admission, when they wanted some favors, when they wanted some treatment. It's an extremely sad feeling, but despite knowing all this, the COVID workers went everywhere. We are very proud to say that the police, the health personnel went to Dharavi, and one of the places where you could have the maximum chance of spreading this infection, we curtailed it. This is because the system is very strong and resilient. And ever so often, but unfortunately, few of these bad incidents happen. We are going to be discussing today about this sad and unfortunate accident which has happened in this country, which we are ashamed of. We as doctors are extremely, extremely saddened by the state of affairs, the way the case has been handled, the way security in every hospital is lacking, the lackadaisical attitude of the hospital authorities everywhere across the country. It hurts us. Indian Medical Association, Consultants Association, the Bombay Ophthalmic, Maharashtra Ophthalmic, Tamil Nadu, Punjab, everybody struck work to show solidarity, to show unison, and to prove a fact that all doctors are together, and this is not done, period. This cannot be tolerated anymore. Enough is enough. And yes, we had an excellent response across the country. For once, CNN has started reporting. People across the world have noticed this, that all the doctors are in unison for this for sure, that we will not, zero tolerance to any kind of bad behavior with doctors. There is zero tolerance. We do not accept anything less than that. No violence, no hurting, no killing, no murder, no rape, period. Here is the case of a resident You know, we as residents, we know what happens during residency. Once I realized that when the Supreme Court bench set for 14, 18 hours till midnight, it was reported in the media. But do you realize, my dear friends, that every resident in his lifetime, for those years when he was in training for 3 to 5 years, in any municipal hospital or government hospital, works for 48 to 72 hours non-stop? Is this human condition? The hostels are not in the best position. The food given is not the best. But despite that, they survive. They work hard. They look after the patient's safety. Here was a lady who was doing chest physician because during COVID time, she got very attached to patients. She wanted to look after the patients and she was there in the ward looking after patients. And something that happened was beyond our imagination. Whatever, we are not here to discuss the implications of that. What we really want to do for my doctor fraternity and for all women at large working in the country and across the world, their safety must be assured. There is no second choice. We have to work on this very strongly. The mentality has to change. The morality of the society has to change. And to discuss how and what can be done, we have none other than Mr. D. Sivanandan, ex-DGP of Mumbai and ex-Commissioner of Mumbai. A pleasure to have him here, but let me give you a brief introduction to this great man. He is the person who was a Joint Commissioner of Police in 98, 96, well, I guess 96, 97, and he was responsible, you know, if you remember the movie AK-50, Ab Tak Chappan, he is the man who was responsible for removing all the gangsters from Bombay. You and me are feeling safe today in the country and in Mumbai because these gangsters are eliminated. Do you see any threat which has ever happened from that day onwards? Any underworld giving you a call for extortion? No. Doctors used to be called upon for extortion. That's how we became friends. And I know what exactly happens. What a doctor goes through, he has no idea what hit him. And so people like him are the ones who have protected the society. He has had a meritorious past. He was with the IB, he was with CBI, he has looked after Bombay, and especially after the bomb blast which took place in Bombay, he was elected by the government to look after the safety and efficacy and smooth running of Bombay and Maharashtra. And believe me, I know him from before that. And he said very clearly, when I'm in power, Doc, there will be no bomb blast. And sure enough, he kept his word. There were no bomb blasts in Bombay. And that we are very proud to say that. So he's a man of integrity, honor, virtue, hardworking. He remembers and has got a razor-sharp memory, always there to help people, even when he was in power or not otherwise. He runs a very nice organization, NGO called the Roti Bank, which has given food to more than 115 lakh children over a period of time in the last few years, free of charge, not just one small meal, consistently every single day. And that has become one of the best NGOs that we can think about. He's a man for whom the police force would stand up and salute even now, after he is retired for the last 12, 14 years. He built a school for the police force, for his own people in Thane. He's the man who built a gymnasium in almost every police station in Bombay. He stood for his men. He may have fired them. He may have taken them to task for work not done. But he was for them. He was a true boss. And I'm so proud to have him here. So thank you for being with us. And it is a very trying time for doctors and the morality of this country. We are at a very important juncture in life which can make or break this country. We are a growing economy. We are going to be very powerful. We are going to set norms for the world. It's a question of time before we set norms for the world. We are passing through a phase where we should be learning from the mistakes which have happened. What has happened, not that we like it. Having said that, what is your opinion? What exactly happened now? This big episode in Calcutta which happened, which has really arisen, you know, every doctor's blood has been really boiling. What would you say has happened? What really went wrong?
Doc, we as a society wake up once in a way as it suits us. Like the shock and waking up and the clarion call that enough is enough was made last in 2012 when Nirbhaya case shook up the consciousness of the people. Now, after a convenient time of 12 years, we have woken up for reacting to the Calcutta doctors' rape and murder. In between, if you remember, everyone clamored for the death penalty for the accused who is caught in any rape and murder case. Lo and behold, it was done. But unfortunately, as per the studies in India, after that law has been passed, no rapist who has been awarded the death punishment has been hung, except Nirbhaya, 4 guys. After that, all the orders are only on paper. Okay, you want hanging to be done, but then orders is passed on paper, but because of our justice system, it is somewhere pending in the appeals. I want to say that if you want to do a thing, do it. Don't keep it on the slow boil. One. Second point is, when the criminals knew that I will be hung after I do rape and other things, they started eliminating evidence by killing the victim. This is a new phenomena. A study by the Washington Post says that because of this law, the number of such incidents in India has increased. It's a study, scientific study, because we are giving him one more impetus, not only to do rape or gang rape, also to eliminate the evidence, and so that he will not be caught by the description of the victim. So we are progressing, as you rightly say, Amrit Kal, 78 years, and fifth economy and all that. That apart, we have a crumbling judicial system. We had the age-old laws of 1861. We replaced them exactly with 98% cut and paste and a few small additions here and there with a new set of laws. Fine. But do we have fast track courts where such kind of cases can be fast tracked and given? One case when every one of you is saying thus far and no further, that will be taken on the fast track court, but there are 3 crores of cases which are pending. If those cases are taken for trial without any addition, will take 300 years to finish the backlog. Yesterday in the newspaper, a news came in the first page that a man who was allegedly accused of a rape at the age of 30 got acquittal at the age of 70. Means the trial has taken 40 years. So in such matters, if you are going to take 20 years and 40 years for trial, who is going to be afraid of your law? So my suggestion is to provide protection to the doctors. One is equipping the doctors, whether it is a man or a woman, whoever is facing a danger, should be able to gather courage to take law in her or his hands as per the law, which will come later. That is the right of private defense I am talking about. Legally, the lady should be able to protect herself, the doctor in this case. So the problem you put across to me is that where the fear of law would come. If we have either acquittal or conviction, I am not saying all cases have to be convicted, we don't want that. Be fair. Whether the accused has committed the crime or not, do it fast, at least in sensitive cases where rape and murder are involved. So, for example, I will tell you only one example, Sakshi Mill, where some hooligans were raping all the young men and women who were going holding hands. Punishment has been given, hanging has been given, but it has not been executed. So, who is going to be afraid of your law? They are all, the accused are there, maybe they are sitting and eating nice, good, healthy food and doing exercise and bodybuilding in the jails. My point is, if you want fear of law, you have to do fast track courts. Unfortunately, in the courts of all levels, there are huge vacancies are there. And because of the vacancies and because of the holidays, because of the thing, also the defense lawyers taking time, their own sweet time, as a strategy. For example, Salman Khan driving case where someone was killed on the footpath took 18 to 20 years to come and he got acquittal after that. Which witness is going to remember after 30 years or 40 years that vividly what happened on that fateful night, who drove where, he left, right, center. So this is the problem. I hope you are getting my answer.
So very important point, sir. I see a lot of similarity between what you did at that point in time, eliminating a lot of gangsters, and that really eliminated. And what I see in the UP Raj today, you know, bulldozer Raj. I think the only thing which works right now is immediately that we need to have this. So tell me, as a common doctor, if I am there, if I think my life is at stake, can I do something which may give rise to grievous harm to the other person? Or would I be in jail?
Doctor, one thing, the first part is about, you mentioned about encounters, elimination and all. There is nothing illegal about it. It's not a shortcut. It is when they are armed and they shoot at people, we have to do the right of private defense. In the earlier Indian Penal Code, it was section 100 of the IPC. In the newly made law called BNS, Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, BNS, it is section 44. In this, the second part of your question also is being answered. You as a doctor or as a person traveling in the bus or a train or a cinema theater, anybody, everybody has the authority of law to exercise right of private defense. To the extent of taking the life of the assailant, provided subsection 3, 4, 5 is about women. Subsection 3, 4, 5 of 44 or 100 IPC I am talking about, where a woman is the potential victim, she can go to the extent of killing the assailant provided he has the intention to rape her. Second, gratifying while trying to gratify unnatural lust. So, with the intention of kidnapping, of abducting the woman, under these three circumstances, a lady can go, a lady or any people who are watching, who are taking immediately mobile videograph karte hain to put it in the Facebook and Instagram, those people can intervene effectively. Advice to do as a doctor or the lady in question or anybody, future victims, is you don't have to go to the extent of killing, because the law comes with little loaded. The previous sections and other sections say that the onus, that is the responsibility of proving that he had the intention of raping me, is on you. So first they will put you on trial saying that how will you prove that? Otherwise any woman can say he had the intention of raping me, so I killed him. Many more murders can come. So the onus of proving that he did the intention, he had the intention of, for example, in this case, I'll come back to my explanation again, you can remind me. In this case of Calcutta, horrible, horrendous rape which can never be forgiven, he had the intention of raping. He started the process. In the middle, if she had a gun, the real one, or a stun gun, or a sharp needle, or a knife, and if she stabbed him and he either died or he did not die, she had all the evidence to prove that he had the intention of raping her. Simple as that. Or if it is happening in a public area where a man is menacingly, threateningly going towards a woman to do any outraging her modesty or removing her clothes or doing anything like that, that time either she can do and the others can. The watchers, you know, Indian people are all passive watchers. Kuch bhi hota hai, so again I am digressing. The other day in Vasai, a boy who had a living relations with a girl and they perhaps got estranged, on the middle of the road, middle of the day, he took a huge spanner from his mobile, hit her hard and she died. And what did the others do? They all took out their mobiles and they were live streaming the video of that. Nobody intervened. Now, coming back to my point of section 100 IPC 345 concerning women or others, these people could have intervened, effectively disarmed him, maimed him, broken his arm, even killed him, because she died. I hope my illustration is very clear to you. As a doctor or as anybody else, you have the right to defend your own life and property. But this is coming with a small rider, a certain thing that you have to refer to the previous section, onus is on you and all that. But if you have incontrovertible evidence where there is a video camera, where there is an eyewitness, where it is happening in a public place, nothing wrong. The so-called encounters you mentioned about introducing me were all done perfectly under law, as per the guidance given by the Mumbai High Court headed by Justice Ranjana Desai and later Justice R.M. Lodha of the Supreme Court, gave us the same thing which I elaborated to you, saying that under certain guidelines, a policeman need not die. He can go to the extent of killing to save his own life. That is the right of private. But can it be exercised by a housewife in her house if there is an attack? Answer is yes. I hope my explanation is very clear.
Very, very clear, sir. Brilliant. This is not just pertaining to doctors as such. This pertains to all women in office, going to work, workplace, in any public place, in a train, in a car, in an Uber. They can have a right to self-protect, and under the Penal Code 100 that you said, with the sub-clauses which you mentioned, you have a right to defend yourself. Sir, so that means I can't have a firearm like in the US.
You can have a firearm, doctor, provided the authorities think you're fit enough to have one. Ask for a license and you get. For example, in Mumbai, so far 12,000 arms licenses have been issued. Why not one for you? You are able-bodied, fit, you have done very well. Ask for one, you will get it. But having an illegal firearm is no-no for protection. But it does not prevent the women particularly from having a sharp needle, a sharp any other instrument, or maybe a whistle to attract the attention of the people, or maybe a taser gun. I have been telling everybody that why not have a stun gun? It doesn't kill, it's a non-lethal weapon. Nobody dies. Unfortunately, as per the 1951 archaic Indian Arms Act, you need a license for that. My advice to you and to all the doctors who are going to listen to this is that please apply for a gun license, not a firearm. I am asking you to apply for a stun gun, which can be imported by the hospitals.
So we need a license for a stun gun also?
Yes, as per the 1956 Arms Act.
Okay, and whom do we apply to? The government
or the
police?
Commissioner of Police. The government doesn't, where is the government? The government is Commissioner of Police.
So the Commissioner of Police.
Apply and they will decide whether you, in my opinion, this should be removed actually. For example, I want to elaborate this point.
Yes.
If 12,000 licensed arms are moving in Mumbai, nobody has shot anybody. No, it has not been misused by anybody.
Yeah.
Say yes or no.
Yes, absolutely.
So same way, if I issue a license for a taser gun, how many will be misused? Even if it is misused, somebody will say, a good doctor like you will say, oh, if this lady has the other, the criminal can snatch it from her and he can apply to her. That is 1 in a million chance. The lady should be negligent. But when she is being attacked, how she will lose her stun gun to the accused? That's an unimaginable, rare situation. But that does not mean that we should not arm all the lady doctors. Again, I will give you an explanation. The lady doctor was in the seminar room. She was tired after 36 hours. She was sleeping, unguarded moment. This man assaulted. Now, who on earth is expected to go and protect her there? The state, the law, the police and others, they all will come later. They all will come later. At that unfortunate moment, neither God nor anybody can appear there. It is her guts. Even if she had fingernails, she could have clawed. She could have taken the eyes out of that guy. Anything is allowed at that time. But then again another point on this media which you have given me, the platform you have given me, let us not harp upon hanging these fellows all the time. Let us harp upon how to prevent the next offense. I don't want the next doctor, male or female, to be assaulted either by a mob in the case of a male doctor and attacked by a pervert in case of a female doctor. That should not happen. Can we focus as doctors and policemen how we are going to prevent next Nirbhaya, next Abhaya or next whoever it is? This guy, I guarantee you through your show that he will be hung. There is no doubt about that. He will be hung. Because overwhelming evidence is available and the CBI, where I worked as a joint director, will do a perfect job and bring him to book. There is no doubt about it. But what about the next one? Do we do a show next time again to discuss about the analysis as to what happened? My point is next show should not be forthcoming. We should be able to prohibit by telling all the doctors say have a sharp needle, a knife, any equipment where even a pepper spray, I forgot.
That's what I was going to say.
A taser gun or a pepper spray or a sharp needle or anything which can hurt the guy. I also would want to elaborate, all these perpetrators of crime are absolutely cowards. The minute resistance comes and any sharp thing is poking him where it hurts, they will leave and run away. Unless it's a gang rape where others they come and all that. Okay.
So friend, the point that he is trying to say is very, very clear to all women and men also, because doctors are a very soft target. Pepper spray, stun gun, needles, all doctors are used to syringes and needle. The average population is not used to that. Having a syringe and a needle is a brilliant idea. We know how to handle it very well. We know injections and we know how we can stab pretty well with that. And it works. It's like a stun gun. I guess this is one of the best take-home messages that he's given us for doctors. That these are things which we must have in our armamentarium on a routine, which doesn't cost. You are allowed to keep it and keep yourself protected. Thank you so much, sir, for this is a very important, vital piece of information, that a stun gun or a pepper spray. And of course, the needle and the syringe is the easiest thing for a doctor. I'm not even talking about a scalpel blade. Surgeons are used to keeping the scalpel knife. It can only stab, it cannot murder somebody. But
no, with a scalpel, if you cut the right nerve, the fellow will be dying in 1 minute. Jugular.
So the surgeons,
I don't want to teach the doctors.
The surgeons know where exactly, but they have restraint. They are morally very nice people. They never use the scalpel the wrong way. Not a single doctor has ever used a scalpel the wrong way.
True.
I'm very proud of the fraternity.
Doctor, we are not talking about a planned murder. We are talking about the defense of a doctor who is caught unawares under peculiar circumstances where he has to defend himself. Okay, yes. Scalpel is a sacred instrument, should not be used. But when it comes to defending you, anything is a weapon, anything is allowed. No law described that this can be used or this can't be used. If it is scalpel, so be it.
The second day, mob of 300 people came, and this is very common in Bombay. One hospital in Thana was destroyed because the mob went and destroyed. The poor doctors are shivering. They don't know what to do, where to hide. A mob comes to you and you are a doctor in a hospital. How do you protect yourself at that point in time?
Doctor, you are talking about the Singhani hospital somewhere around 2002, 2003, yes. When Anand Dige yes. Had passed away unfortunately in an accident. That was a sudden, unexpected surge where the police was not aware. In Calcutta case, just now, the mob went and destroyed the whole thing. What about that? You talk about that. Here, the intelligence was there, the incident had happened, the girl was raped and murdered. The police should have anticipated. Police should have provided complete protection to that hospital so that nothing untoward like this has happened. So, in your case, I know various other cases where the mobs have gone and destroyed the private hospitals of doctors also for allegedly this, that and all that. If it is an unanticipated, unexpected surge of emotion, nobody can do anything about it. You can only reach out to the control room. Number 100 should help you. Particularly in Mumbai, if you are talking about Mumbai, Thane, Navi Mumbai. After the 26/11/2008, you told that I became the Commissioner of Police. We have got bulletproof vehicles parked in 40 places. There are armed policemen who have got AK-47s, who are fully equipped against any terror attack. They could go and do whatever is possible within 2 minutes. Here where we are recording, when I was the Commissioner of Police in 2009, one old man took a small girl in one of these societies, about let us say 1 kilometer from this place. He took her under the threat of a gun, somebody else's daughter. The commando trained by us from Israel, the trainers had come, and they went, opened the door, one shot was fired and the man with the firearm fell dead. The girl, the child did not even know that the man is dead and received a bullet. That is the training of commando. So can we say the next mob attack, if it is told either in time by anticipation or while it begins or a little while ago or while it is happening, police response in Mumbai will be within 2 to 7 minutes. What the police is going to do after that, which political mob and how politically sensitive, all that I am not going to indulge in. It can be multiple various combinations.
But that could be later, but the doctor could be assured of safety. 100 response time 5 to 10 minutes. And 100 can track
even less than 10 minutes.
Even less than
should be less than 10 minutes.
Yes.
Because in Mumbai, I'm talking about Mumbai, not about Kanpur or Lucknow and all that. I don't know about them. Here we have got motorcycle commandos who can reach against the traffic as fast as 2 minutes to 7 minutes. The police, the DCP and all others will come. We have got 5 control rooms in 5 different areas. And 100 men are during the day and 100 men are during the night, 1,000 men in 24 hours, 500 during day, 5. They are available. They can stop the traffic of the particular stretch of road and go and reach as fast as possible. For National Security, Force 1 is available in Goregaon and also your NSG available in Marol. But we are talking about doctors and not about a national security incident. So come back to the doctors. All the doctors and the hospitals and others should have the emergency police number stuck everywhere so that in the mobile you can call. The admin of doctors at the hospitals should have the number. For example, besides 100, 103 for women in distress is available. Nirbhaya squad vehicles are available. They will reach for saving women. For a doctor or a hospital being attacked, there are 108-digit numbers available in the control room. You can download from the Mumbai.org and put it in your mobile. It will ring and the assistant commissioner there will take and respond immediately.
So for doctors, there are at least 8 dedicated lines which could be taken care of, and you have an immediate access to the police control room. 103 for nearby kind of a thing for women, which is a special number. 100 as always we are aware of. We should also keep the local police station number handy, which is important, and with the person at the reception who's capable of getting emergency aid and calling those people at that point in time.
Yes, doctor. Only point is awareness, alertness and quick action. And you expect the police to come and take a non-partisan attitude, That's it.
Now with this is, well, but any government hospital, there are so many patients. How can we have security? You know, the local municipal guards who are there are hardly looking after anything that for the security of people, because it hurts us when doctors are thrashed everywhere across the country. There is no law, and as you said, when no punishment happens, nobody is scared of the law. The law may be there on the paper, but nothing happens to all these, and we are very scared now, doctors, that any time there could be an attack. There is always that back lingering thing that for no rhyme or reason you could be attacked. So anything that every hospital,
all big hospitals in Mumbai, particularly the government or the BMC run, has a police chowki attached to that. For MLC cases, obviously, not to protect doctors or anything like that. They should protect also, but for the medico-legal cases, they have a police chowki. So there the response will come, and the vehicles which are patrolling in that area should come, and all the doctors should have the number of the control room, as you rightly said just now. Number 100 is the one you should be able to do easy dial. And then in the last few incidents where this happened in Maharashtra, they did increase the presence of police and the home guards and the Maharashtra special police who are supposed to do watch and ward duty. They have been deployed in all these hospitals, doctor. Only point is, when such an incident takes place, are they available or have they gone through the restroom or any other thing? That is the main thing. 100% alert is necessary on the law enforcement agencies so that their response is faster and better and decisive. That has to be there. As far as Maharashtra is concerned, we have been responding. The incident which you mentioned is way back in 2002-2003 in Thane. Things have changed a lot, particularly after the Pakistani attack of 26/11/2008. Everywhere there is a QRT, that is Quick Response Team, commandos, control room. We have invested a lot of money in quick response. God forbid, we don't have to test whatever I have said, but theoretically, technically, practically, all this is available.
No, the reason I am saying this because I saw those videos of doctors who, when the mob of these 300 people attacked, they were hiding in some room. They were not aware of, they were not sure of their security in the next couple of hours. So that was the scary situation in life.
That is a complete failure of the law and order situation, doctor. The Calcutta Police Commissioner is explaining that they were not aware, they were caught unawares and all that. That is not excusable. Dr. Himanshu, listen to me.
Yes.
The excuse given by the Calcutta Police Commissioner is not worth a fig leaf. They knew that incident has happened, anything could happen, they should have been aware and they should have been ready to see that such violence does not occur. So that's a thing which can't be excused, as I said.
So much appreciate your bold and a real clear statement. Something which we would love to hear, because this is what is a fact, open, secret life in there. Somebody like you saying that is very important, gives us a lot of strength as a common citizen, that there is somebody who's overlooking that yes, there was a lapse and there is something which can be done, should be done and should have been done. Thank you so much for saying this.
Anticipation was lacking completely, and it should not be other way around.
But there is no excuse, period.
No excuse.
There is just zero excuse.
That's it. I will hang my head in shame for having allowed that to happen. As a retired police officer, also I hang my head in shame that it happened like that. People are attributing other motives to that, saying that that was done for destruction of evidence and all that. If that is any 1 in 1,000, if there is any truth in that, it is very, very pathetic.
Thank you. That's why in Bombay, sir, I see girls roaming around at 11 and 12 o'clock near Mitibai, and we are thankful to the police force of Mumbai that citizens can move around. It's not heard of in other cities, including Delhi. But I can see them walking alone, taking a rickshaw or an Uber, and they feel safe. Thanks to the police force.
Will you allow me to sum up what I said, doctor?
Yes, I would love to.
One thing is having fast track courts related to all such horrific events, especially related to doctors. Let the doctor community be assured that anything related to doctors should go to a fast track court. 7 days to 10 days the trial should end. Acquittal or conviction, whatever it is, it should happen. Point one. Second is, all the new technology should be deployed by either the government or the private hospitals where a large number of doctors are there, like CCTV cameras, gates, and various other science and technology has to be used. Your artificial intelligence and various other things, facial recognition, visitor management, all that should be told. For example, a mob assembling in front of a gate or penetrating into the system should be alerted to the main doctor and control room through simply having a CCTV thing. The cars coming in, RFID can inform us, and like that, if we can use the technology that can alert, that is about the doctors, employing certain amount of private guards by the private hospitals which are rich, like our Reliance or Hinduja or Leelavati and all that. A small number of 5-10 people in the quick response team. Your own private I am talking about. Government will give is a separate thing, it will come little late. Then the next one is about training the women and various others in a certain amount of self-defense techniques. I am not wanting them to become Bruce Lee, but they should know how to use a finger, poke in the eyes where you are an eye doctor, eye gouge out. Ladies are supposed to have a little bit longer nails than me. Use it for stunning them. This, in my opinion, should start in the schools where the small girl children and boys, they should be trained in the art of self-defense, like Israeli Krav Maga. You know, things like that should start. It is ultimately, it is not the physical strength. It is the mental strength which the girl has to gather at the time and deploy whatever is there in her bag. Either any sharp instrument or either a stun gun or a pepper spray and things like that. They can carry anything. I suggested a whistle, or I suggested a pepper spray, or a licensed stun gun, that is taser. These are all the other things. And then system should also respond. The police should also gather themselves and do a bit of a training to how to respond to such kind of situation. For example, in the instant case, they informed that somebody, not the police, the authorities informed it is suicide and the parents were not allowed, they didn't see the body and the cremation was done. All this is administrative, systemic failure. This should be avoided. Can't we teach empathy to all these people, that the parents be told the truth, they be allowed to see the child and things like that? This all has to come. It is not necessarily the police I am talking about. I am talking about the hospital administration and the response of the government. So, I am talking about self-defense under section 100 or 44 of the new law, where women can carry whatever is there. I am telling all the doctors to apply for a stun gun and get a legally approved taser gun, that is the stun gun, and have any other sharp instrument, train a Krav Maga or a judo or a karate and things like that, and have a mobile phone which is working, where the control 103 or any other 100 or any other number could be called. Ultimately, my summing up is, we should empower all the women from this age to that age to defend themselves. Don't expect the government. Doctors are able-bodied, they know where the body is weak at its strength, and they should be able to hit and defend themselves. So, these are the things which are required. Ultimately, it is the mental strength which is tested, not the physical strength. I may look soft, but I have done something which a strong man may not be able to do. And other point is, at a weakest point in time, you should become the strongest person. Like a cat, push it against the corner, it becomes a tiger. The doctors also should become like that. They can't be timid. Our women should not be brought up. So, my point again is, at home, can we teach the parents to bring up the children as equals, not as the boy is more playing with guns and the girls playing with soft toys. Why? Let the girls play with guns and let the boys play with something else. If that kind of a thing comes up, we will have, let us empower the women to defend themselves so that they can defend others. That is my tagline.
Brilliant. Brilliant way you summed up, sir. Thank you so much for your clarity of mind. Friends, from the doctor's standpoint, that I can say, we are used to saying in local, focal and general. Local is depending on your own self for everything, and that is the most important thing. He says something very important. Music comes from the mind. Surgery comes from the brain. We have the saying that the eyes don't see what the mind does not know. Same way, make yourself strong. Make yourself mentally prepared. Think of it that a day like this comes, how are you going to behave? What are you going to do? Prepare yourself mentally that you will have to call up this number. Be ready where it is. It's like having your fire machine, the fire drill to be done deep down at the spinal level. You don't have to think for it. It should be there. So there should be a drill which should be happening. Mentally get used to that. Keep your stun gun and or a needle and or whatever weapon that you want, a pepper spray. That is the local, focal. General, have your local society and that area have some security, or your hospital. See and insist on that and see that it is doing something regularly. And of course, the government is always there to help us. But no better than God help those who help themselves. And something very well that is said, that right from the day one that the child is born, the morality, we have to have an Israeli kind of approach where children are taught to defend themselves. Thank you so much, sir, for a wonderful insight into this, and it goes a long way. This is not a one-day answer. As you said rightly in the beginning, we don't want to meet again for the same purpose. We could meet for something else. But we should be going on that we do not have incidences like this happening, and we should arm our own doctors how to defend themselves, and women in particular, what to do. Be fearless. There is a lot protection there in the law for you. Don't get worried. Be ready for a rainy day, and you prepared your life for that. And when you do get that, be a victorious person. Change your mindset. Be bold. Be a tiger. And that's what we all are. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, doctor. Wonderful talking to you.
Thank you.